This week on EnviroTube News, we've got Paul Safri talking about reptiles. Really different because we live with them all the time and we have no idea of it. Paul works with them as he rescues them. It's an aspect of wild things that we don't often cover. In Ku-ring-gai, we're surrounded by national parks. This means that there's a lot of interaction between wildlife and urban areas, and that's why the work of Sydney Wildlife is incredibly important. Now we have here Paul. He's got a few animals that he's brought along today to give people an idea of what they might expect to find wandering around in their yards one day. Well, look, would you like to show us the diamond python? Now, I happened to see this python a little while ago. This one is a little bad-tempered, so there could be some anxious moments. He struck at my coffee mug. I mean, come on, snake, get a grip.
Oh, he's going to come out on his own. Now, when I say him, I don't know what gender this snake is, but you might be able to see as he's coming.
I wouldn't be putting my hand there, mate.
No, that's all right. You can see at the back of his head there, the reason that he's in care, there's some scales missing here. He's a little bit apprehensive because my hand's near him. He's a very agitated snake, which is most unusual for this species. I've rescued at least a dozen in this area, and you have to have a sense of humour doing this thing, particularly if he bites me. But
now, what would happen if he bit you?
It'll open me up. They're not venomous, but they have razor-sharp teeth in there for when they strike and hold their prey. They have to hold the prey, then throw the coils around it, sort of like it's doing with me now. They're a constricting type snake, and so they throw the coils around. They don't crush them like people believe. There we go. No, don't you bite me. When the animal, or the person, not the person, breathes in, they tighten the coils so that they can't breathe out. So it's not actually crushing the animal, it just stops it from breathing.
Now, for people who aren't in Sydney, this is a common snake in Sydney, and you can really expect, if you live in Ku-ring-gai, to see one on a fairly regular basis. Now, how lucky are you? How many large international cities are there in the world where you can find a beautiful snake like this?
The snake's just come up and tasted me. It's actually flicked my face with its tongue. I'm not worried about it because I can't stop it biting me. I'd rather get the benefit of the snake out there.
Now, I believe snakes taste like chicken. Is that true?
I don't know. I've never had
that was a trick question.
never eaten one. I'm too busy rescuing them. That injury, it could have been a dog attack. Yep. But it's taken some scales off. It's not infected, and you probably pick up the sound of his tongue on your microphone up there now. But it's extending about 2 feet from my arm to the camera, which is quite a feat. Now he's going off at that tree again. These pits, this groove along under his jaw is actually heat sensors, so when they're hunting at night, they can sense the heat of their prey through those pits, plus the smell of the pheromones that are coming off the animals that they're testing with the tongue. Do you like my scarf feeder?
That's not too bad.
It's a bit warm for this time of the year, but he's not squeezing, he's just feeling comfortable around me, or she. The snake bite thing is just the hospitals can identify from venom that's left on the skin from the bite what sort of antivenin has to be given. They can analyse it. It does help, but I'd suggest to people just leave snakes alone. If you don't know what they are, leave them alone. If you're kids, tell mum and dad or an adult, don't try and touch them because they're surprisingly quick, and sometimes you won't even know that you've been bitten, they're so quick.
So we have Tasha here, the Wild Things Officer.
It's all right, it's just sniffing you.
Right.
That for me is the most wonderful sensation, that method of locomotion.
Now you just relax a little bit. Relax the arm. Relax the arm. Yeah.
It'll react to your tenseness.
Yes. Okay. In with the good air.
Okay.
It's quite comfortable. So you've relaxed. It's relaxed, and if it was going to bite you, it would have done it by now.
Yes. Okay. So you see a snake, right? You're at home. You see a snake. Who do you call?
Well, you can call this mob. The T-shirt that I'm proudly wearing with Sydney Metropolitan Wildlife Services, who are based at Lane Cove National Park. We pride ourselves in answering a telephone 24/7, and the phone number for those that are watching this video segment is 9413 4300.
What was that?
9413 4300.
Well, look, Paul, thanks very much for coming and showing us some of the fantastic reptiles we can find in Ku-ring-gai. Good on you, Taish, for having a go. It's a bit hard to walk in on a shoot and just be thrust on. I have a snake thrust upon you. When you live in Ku-ring-gai, I think you've got to accept there's going to be a lot of reptiles, there's going to be a lot of snakes. People like Paul, who work for council and are doing rescues all the time, not only do they rescue these animals, but they're educating people. And I think Wild Things too has this component to it, that we're not just placing beehives or captive breeding blue tongues, we're actually letting people know that these reptiles are fine to have and exciting to have.